Base Academy. Today we will start our new chapter, geometry. Okay? First we will see what is inside of this geometry. So first one is introduction and about points, lines, line segment, ray and plane. Okay, lines and angles, polygons and triangles. In that the properties and theorems of triangles and congruency and similarity of triangles. Okay, the next one is quadrilateral, circles, locus and sine and cosine rule. We will start with the introduction. So first of all, what is meant by geometry? Geometry, geo, is nothing but earth or land. You can call it as land. Metry means measurement, right? So geometry means it's nothing but the study of some space. Okay, that means study of some different type of shapes. Okay, this geometry gives the relationship between points, lines, planes and some curves and surface areas and solids also. Okay, in geometry actually we have two types of geometry. The one is plane geometry and the second one is solid geometry. Okay, generally geometry are two types, plane geometry and solid geometry. Plane geometry is nothing but like shapes are like triangles, rectangles, some circles. Those are all comes under this plane geometry, which is nothing but 2D geometry. Okay, two-dimensional geometry. Coming to this solid geometry, we have the shapes like cylinder and some sphere, cube, cuboid, prism. All these comes under this solid geometry. Okay, so you can call it as 3D geometry. Basically geometry is nothing but you can take the plane geometry only. Okay, in this chapter we are dealing with the plane geometry. That too we will discuss about point, line and plane. Okay. Now tell me, what is this real application for this geometry? For geometry you can use some science and technologies, and in architecture, art and culture, in anywhere it is useful. Okay, geometry. Coming to mathematical applications, to find the areas of the any figures or area of the any object and volume of the object, all comes under this geometry only. Okay. But coming to our exam point of view, it is very important chapter, and if you are very good command in this theory part of this geometry, you can clear all the problematic part. Okay. Now first we will see what is meant by points, lines, line segment, ray and plane. Okay. Here the first one is point. What they given here? Point is nothing but it's like a dot, right? So point is like a dot marked by a very sharp pencil on the plain paper. Okay, so it is nothing but a point. How we can represent the point? With the letter P. Clear? So this is a point we are representing with letter P. Now tell me, does this point have any dimensions? Does it have any length? No. Can I calculate the length of this point? No. Does it have any breadth? No. Does it have any thickness? No. So the point doesn't have any length, breadth and thickness. So simply you can call it as dimensionless figure. Okay. Point is a dimensionless figure. It's nothing but the point doesn't have any dimensions. Either there is no length, there is no breadth, there is no thickness. That means the point is a dimensionless figure. Clear what is meant by point? The next one is line. So what is meant by line? Line is nothing but a line is defined as a group of points. Okay, a group of points which are straight line straight one after another. That means like this. Okay, whenever a group of points straight one after another Okay, this is formed what? A line. Okay, this is called a line or straight line. You can call it as a straight line. So each line is extended infinitely in two directions. That means this is a line, you can extend this side or you can extend this side. Okay, line can be extended any of the two sides. Okay, how can I represent a line here? So suppose this is a line, I am talking about a line, this is a line. You can represent the line with a small letter like this. Otherwise you can represent a line with the 2 points AB. Okay, so here AB is a line or L is a line. You can represent the line AB like this. This is the representation of the line AB. Here you can extend on the both sides, means it represents a line. Okay, so does this line have any dimensions? Yes, it has some length, but can I find that length? No, the line have length, but it is an infinite length. Why? Because it can extend on both sides, so it is not a finite length. Okay, but does it have any width, any thickness or any breadth? No, right? So it is a one-dimensional figure. Point is a zero-dimensional figure. That means no dimensions are there. But here it having some length, means it's a one-dimensional figure. Clear? So how can I represent a line? You can represent the line like this, and the dimensions are it having length. Okay, there is no breadth, there is no thickness. Clear? So here the next one is ray. A ray is a part of a line extended infinitely in any one direction only. Okay, that means this one. Okay, only one direction you can extend it infinitely, not on both directions. But in line you can extend on both sides, but in a ray you can extend only on one side. Okay, so this is one end point and this is in other end, you can extend infinitely. This is called what? A ray. Okay, suppose this is O and this is P. Here OP represent a ray. That means you can represent like this. OP is a ray. Clear? That means it is a straight line. You can take this part. Okay, now it represents what? Ray only. So a ray is a part of a line extended infinitely in any one direction only. You can call it as a ray. So the ray have only length. Okay, it doesn't have any breadth and any thickness. Okay, clear? So this is called what? Representation of a ray. Clear? So the next one is line segment. What is meant by line segment? Segment is nothing but it having some definite length. Okay, so if a part of the line is cut out, so this is a line, I am cut out this part. Okay, so a part of the line is cut out, then this cut out piece of the line is called what? Line segment. So this is called line segment. Clear? So here you can represent a line segment like this. So AB upon with two end points. So line segment is nothing but simply you can't extend infinitely either side. That means both sides you have an end points. Okay, and you have definite length here. You have finite length here. So that is called what? Line segment. Okay, line segment is nothing but it is also a part of not only line. You can take it as a part of ray also. Okay, so it is a part of ray or part of line, and it having some finite length. But does it have any breadth or any thickness? No. Okay, so it is also you can consider as a one-dimensional figure. Okay, suppose they given with specific length. They said the length of the line is like this, then you can take that one as a line segment only. Okay, if suppose they mention a line, then you can take a straight line only. Clear this one? Right? So this is about the line segment. The next one is plane. Plane means Plane is nothing but it's a flat surface extended infinitely. Okay, that means you can call this board as a plane. It is a part of plane, but it is a plane, right? And this wall is a plane, right? So plane is nothing but it is a flat surface. Okay, whenever you have a flat surface, you can call it as a plane. Okay, it has only length and breadth but no thickness. Suppose I am taking this blackboard, this board. It having some length and it having some breadth, but does it have any thickness? No. So you can take it as what? A plane. A triangle, you can take a triangle, or you can take a rectangle, or you can take a circle, or like that. Those are only planes. Okay, circle is a curved plane, like that. That means plane means it is a flat surface only. Okay, so plane is extended what? Infinitely. Okay, the plane you can extend infinitely, so it has only length and breadth but no thickness. Okay, tell me how many points in a plane? In a plane we have infinite points, right? How many lines are there in a plane? In lines also we have infinite lines in a plane, right? So now we will see lines and angles. Okay, till now we see about the lines, but what is meant by angle? Simply, angle is nothing but whenever two rays are there with a common vertex. Okay, two rays are there with a common vertex, it forms a angle. This is one ray. I am taking OA is a ray. Okay, and OB is another ray. OA is one ray, OB is another ray. Both are having a common vertex O. It forms an angle. You can represent with theta. Okay, this AOB or BOA represent what? Angle. Angle is nothing but what? Whenever two rays with a common vertex are there, it forms an angle. Clear? Suppose you can tell another way also. This is a ray. OA is a ray. Whenever a ray is rotating, a ray is moving with a fixed point of its end point. Okay, a ray is moving with a fixed end point. It forms an angle theta. Okay, here OA you can call it as a initial ray, and OB, here OB you can call it as a final ray. Okay, so this ray initially OA is here and it rotates with some angle like this. OB is the final ray. Okay, this is forms what? Angle theta. Okay, here for angle, this end point is called what? Vertex of this angle, and these rays are called what? Arms of the angles. Okay, here O is what? Vertex of the angle, and OA and OB are called what? Arms of the angles. Clear about the angle, right? So we have, based on this measurement, okay, basically here we are representing with degrees only. Okay, we are measuring the angle with degrees only. We have different type of angle measurements, but here we are measuring with degrees. Based on the degree measurement, we have different types of angles. We will see one by one. So the first one is acute angle. Acute means, so if the angle theta is lying between 0 and 90 degrees, if the angle is in between 0 and 90 degrees, you can call it as an acute angle. Okay, that means like this. So here this theta is in between 0 and 90. Okay, whatever may be the angle, it is some 1 degree, 2 degree or 89 degrees, whatever may be, in between 0 and 90, you can call it as what? Acute angle. Okay. Suppose in an equilateral triangle, you can take equilateral triangle. What is each angle? In equilateral angle, each angle is 60 degrees or not? Right? So in equilateral triangle, this is 60, this is 60, this is 60. So you can call it as an acute angles because all are less than 90 degrees only. So you can call those as an acute angles. Now, what about right angle? If the angle theta equals to 90 degrees, then you can call it as a right angle. So like this. This is right angle. Okay, you can represent like this. So if the angle measured is 90 degrees, then you can call it as what? Right angle. Clear? Now what is meant by obtuse angle? Obtuse. Not only more than 90, it is in between 90 to 180. Okay, here theta is in between 90 to 180 degrees. Then you can call it as what? Obtuse angle. So like this. Suppose you can take three bladed fan. Okay, in that the angle between two blades, it's always angle between any consecutive two blades, it is always obtuse angle only. Okay, that means it is in between 90 to 180 degrees. Okay, what about straight angle? Straight angle is nothing but it's like a straight line. Straight angle means the angle is in between the angle which is equals to 180 degrees. You can call it as what? Straight angle. Otherwise you can take these two rays are opposite to each other. So this angle is called what? Straight angle. Clear? Reflex angle. If the angle is in between 180 to 360. Okay, so that angle is called what? Reflex angle. Suppose here it is OA and this is OB. This angle is called what? Reflex angle. Okay, so here suppose this is theta. Not here. This is I am taking theta 1. Okay, now how can I write this reflex angle? Reflex of AOB, which is equals to how much? Overall it is 360 degrees minus theta 1. So this gives what? Reflex of this AOB. Clear? Here generally what is angle AOB means you are measuring this one, right? But here reflex angle means reflex of AOB is nothing but what? 360 minus this angle gives the reflex of any angle. Clear? What is meant by full angle? The next one is full angle. Full angle is nothing but if theta equals to 360 degrees. So you can call it as what? Full angle. So OA and OB. So this is 360 degrees. Clear? You can call it as a complete angle also because it completes or total angle, right? So you can call it as a complete angle or full angle. So first one acute means it is in between 0 to 90. Then right angle means it is 90 degrees and 90 to 180 you can call it as obtuse angle. And if it is 180 it is a straight angle, and if it is between 180 to 360 you can call it as a reflex angle, and if it equals to 360 you can call it as a full angle or complete angle. Clear? All these type of angles, right? Okay, next we will see different type of relation between angles. Here the first one is complementary angles. Complementary. Okay, complementary and supplementary, you can see many questions from these complementary and supplementary exams for your aptitude for your competitive examinations. Okay, so first one, complementary angles. Complement is nothing but the sum of the angles is 90 degrees. Okay, two angles the sum of whose measures is 90 degrees are called the complementary angles. Okay, here I have angles like this. So this is theta 1 and this is theta 2, and they given that theta 1 plus theta 2 equals to 90. then you can call these two angles are called what? Complementary angles. Otherwise you can take it as a 42 degrees. This is a 48 degrees. Okay, you can call these two angles are called what? Complementary angles. You can take like this also. This is some 70 degrees and this is 20 degrees. Okay, so this OABC, here also OAB, OC, OD, you can take. Here AOC is 70 and BOC is 20. So AOC and BOC you can call it as what? Complementary angles. Simply you can say that these two angles may be adjacent side angles or different angles. Okay, not adjacent angles, those two are different angles, but the sum is 90, then you can call it as what? Complementary angles. Okay, for example, if theta equals to some 36 degrees, then find the complementary of theta. Complementary of theta. Tell me, how can I find this one? They asked the complementary of theta. So that means complementary of theta plus theta how much? 90 degrees only. They asked the complementary of theta. So complementary of any angle which gives that 90 minus of that angle. Here theta 1 theta 2 90 means theta 1 is equals to 90 minus theta 2, or theta 2 equals to 90 minus theta 1 or not, right? So here they want, if suppose they ask you any one angle, you can subtract the other angle from 90 degrees, you will get the complementary angle, right? So here 90 minus, what is theta they given here? 36. So how much it is? 44 degrees, sorry 54 degrees. Okay, here theta 1 and theta 2 are called what? Complementary angles. So theta 1 is complementary of theta 2 and theta 2 is complementary of theta 1. Okay, clear this one? Complementary angles. Complementary angles is nothing but what? The sum of the angles must be 90 degrees. So you can call it as what? Complementary angles. The next one is supplementary angles. If the sum of the two angles is 180 degrees, you can call it as what? Supplementary angles. Okay, if it is 90, you can call it as complementary. If it is 180, you can call it as a supplementary. Okay, straight line 180, so you can remember like this. Straight line supplementary. Okay, straight line supplementary. The other one is complementary. So here I have an angle like this. So this is some 135 degrees and O dash. So this is some 45 degrees. So here AOB 135, COD 45. What is the summation of 135 plus 45? 180 degrees, right? So this is theta 1 and this is theta 2. So first check whether the theta 1 plus theta 2 equals to 180 or not. So if it equals to 180, you can call it as what? Supplementary angles. Same thing here also. Not only the different angles, if you have adjacent angles also, you can call those angles are what? Supplementary angles. So like this. If it has 130 degrees, then it is 50 degrees, right? So here also you can call OABC. Angle AOB and angle BOC are called what? Supplementary angles. Same thing here. Theta 1 is 180 minus theta 2. Theta 2 is 180 minus of theta 1. Okay. Here also theta 1 and theta 2 are called supplementary angles. Theta 1 is supplementary to theta 2. Theta 2 is supplementary of theta 1. Clear? So example. Find supplementary of 72 degrees. 72 degrees. What they ask here? Supplementary for 72 degrees. That means what? It is nothing but 180 minus 72 any. right? So supplementary of 72, which is equals to what? 180 minus 72, which is equals to 108 degrees. Clear how to find the supplementary and complementary angles? We will do one question now. See what they ask here. Find the angle which is 20 degrees more than its complement. Okay, this is one angle, and 36 degrees less than its supplement. You have to find individually, not the same question, this one. Okay, so find the angle which is 20 degrees more than its complement. So how can I find this one? This type of questions, first we have to take theta or x or a, any variable, okay, is the given angle, required angle. Okay, I am taking here x is the required angle. Okay, so what they ask here, x is 20 degrees more than its complement. So plus 20 degrees more than its complement. What is the complement of x? 90 minus x only. Clear? First they given that the angle which is means you have to equate this angle which is equals to what? 20 degrees more than complement. So complement and 20 degrees more, right? So that's why I am adding complement to 20 degrees. Clear? So from this 2x equals to 110 degrees. So x equals to 55 degrees, right? The next one, 36 degrees less than its supplement. This is the first part. What is the second? 36 degrees less than its supplement. You can take it as a y. Any variable you can take the required angle, which is equals to how much? 36 degrees less than its supplement. That means you have to subtract from its supplement. So what is the supplement of 36? Sorry, supplement of y? 180 minus y. Clear? So this angle is lesser. How much lesser? 36 degrees lesser than what? Than the supplement of the angle. So supplement of the angle is 180 minus y. So from this 2y equals to how much? 144 degrees, right? So y equals to 72 degrees. Clear? So they may not give directly find the complement for 20 degrees, find the supplement for 80 degrees like that. Okay, they may give in the word form. Then you have to convert first what the given question. Then you can find the required answer. Clear this one, everyone? Right? We will move on to next angles. Adjacent angles. Okay. Two angles are called adjacent angles. Adjacent angles means if they have the same vertex, okay, that means two angles have the same vertex, okay, these two angles are there, theta 1, theta 2 is there, same vertex, and they have a common arm, and non-common arms are on either side of the common arm. Clear? So that means, so here OA, okay, I will written differently. So I have an angle theta 1 which is in between, which is formed by the rays OA and OB. This is theta 1. Okay, and I have another ray like this, OB and OC, and I got an angle theta 2. Okay, see here, this is the vertex O, this is the vertex O or not, right? So you can take the vertex O here. What is the common arm here? Common arm is OB only. Here also we have OB as one arm. Here also we have OB as another arm. That means OB is the common arm or not? So this is the common arm. So OA is different, non-common arm, and OC is non-common arm. You can take like this. So this is theta 1, this is theta 2. Can I take like this or not? So AOB, this is the angle theta 1 and BOC, this is the angle theta 2, right? So that means here you can call theta 1, theta 2 are the adjacent angles. That means here OA and OB, OA and OC are the non-common arms. They should have be on the either side of the common arm. Okay, and it should have common vertex and common arm, and the non-common arms are the either sides of the common arm. Then you can call these two angles are called what? Adjacent angles. Clear? So this is theta 1 and this is theta 2. O is there. Here I have a common vertex O. So can I call theta 1 and theta 2 are the theta 2 are the adjacent angles? No. Here there is no common arm between these two angles, right? The adjacent angles mean the common arm must be there and the common vertex should also be there. Okay, clear? So this is called what? Adjacent angles. These are called what? Adjacent angles. Okay. Now we will move on to the next one. Linear pair angles. Linear pair is nothing but two adjacent angles are said to form a linear pair. Linear pair means it's like a straight line. Okay. Linear pair of angles if their non-common arms are the two opposite rays. You can call like this. Okay, these are two non-common arms, OA and OC. So those should be in opposite rays and the common arm is there like this, anything. Okay, these two angles form what? These two adjacent angles form linear pair. So this is theta 1 and this is theta 2. So here theta 1 plus theta 2, which is equals to how much? 180 degrees. Why? These two are what? Opposite rays. Opposite rays means it forms a straight line. Straight line means it is straight angle. It is nothing but 180 degrees. So other words, how can I say the linear pair of angles? If the sum of the two adjacent angles, is 180 degrees, then you can call it as what? Linear pair of angles. Okay. Till now we seen this is a adjacent angles. If the sum is 180, then you can call what? If this theta 1 and theta 2 are 180. 180 means it forms a straight line. Straight line means this is called what? Linear pair of angles. These two angles are called what? Linear pair of angles. Clear? So they given that theta 1 and theta 2 are linear pair angles and theta 1 is 42 degrees. What about the theta 2? This is 42 degrees. Find the x. Okay. So they didn't give the figure. They just mentioned that theta 1 and theta 2 are the linear pair angles and theta 1 is 42 degrees. What about theta 2? This x is the theta 2. Tell me what is the value of this x? You should have to subtract the one value from this 180 degrees. You will get what? Other angle. Clear? So this is about the linear pair of angles. Okay. The next one, vertically opposite angles. Right? If any two angles are called a pair of vertically opposite angles if the arms form two intersecting lines. So this is OAB and this is OCD. Okay. So here these arms form intersecting line. How can they form intersecting line? So you can take this is OA, OB and this is theta 1 and this is another angle OC and this is what? OD. So it is theta 2. So here this ABD and AC. Okay, these two are called what? BD and AC are called what? Vertically opposite. Sorry, these two are called what? Intersecting line. This forms an angles theta 1 and theta 2, right? So these called vertically opposite angles, and here also they form another pair. So this is also vertically opposite angles. How many pairs it form? 2 pairs. One is this one, another one is this one. So the pair of vertically opposite angles form when these arms form an intersecting lines. Okay, so always the pair of vertically opposite angles are equal. So here theta 1 equals to theta 2, and that means what? Angle AOB, which is equals to angle COD. This is one pair, and another pair is angle BOC, which is equals to angle AOD. Okay, whenever they mention that these two angles are vertically opposite, or these are like a two intersecting lines, then form a vertically opposite angles, right? So those vertically opposite angles are always equal. So here any two intersecting line forms two pair of vertically opposite angles, and those are equal. Here this AOB is equals to COD and BOC is equals to AOD. Clear? Right? This is about vertically opposite angles. The next one is the angles on one side of a line at a point on the line. I have a line like this. One side of the line means either up or down. Okay, at any point you can take, suppose I have an angles theta 1, theta 2, theta 3 and theta 4. Okay, at this point O I have 4 angles. Clear? So sum of all the angles on any one side of the line at a point on the line is always equals to 180 degrees. Okay, that means these forms what? This is a straight line. Whenever we are adding all these, it forms overall straight angle only or not? So here theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3 plus theta 4, which is equals to 180 degrees. If you take a straight line and at any point if you have number of angles are there, at any one side you can take, not on both sides. Okay, if any one side you can take, that one side the sum of all the angles gives what? 180 degrees. If you take at overall all around that point, what, how much it is? 360 degrees. That is nothing but angle around a point. Okay, so that means this is the point. Sum of all the angles around a point is always 360 degrees. Here this is theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, theta 4, theta 5, 6 and 7. I have here at this point O, I have how many angles? 7 angles. At any point, not only on a straight line point, at any point you can take. Okay, the sum of the angles around that point always gives what? 360 degrees. That means it is a full angle, it is a complete angle. So here theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3 plus theta 4, theta 5 plus theta 6 plus theta 7, which gives what? 360 degrees, which is nothing but the complete angle, the angle around a point. Clear? Okay, the next one is angle bisector. Angle bisector means what? It divided into two halves. Okay, here angle bisector is nothing but it divides the angle into two halves. Okay, bisector is nothing but bisector, two parts. Okay, it divided into two parts. Angle bisector means bisector is nothing but two equal parts. Angle bisector is nothing but the angle which divided into two equal parts. Okay, an angle bisector is a ray which bisects the angle whose initial point be the vertex of the angle. Okay, here OAB is there, B is there. This is angle theta there. Okay, this is the angle theta. So here OP. This is theta by 2, this is theta by 2. So first angle which is equals to theta. Okay. So here AOB equals to theta and a line OP is there. It divides how? Theta by 2 and theta by 2. Those angles are with the same vertex only. Okay. An angle bisector is a ray which bisects the angle whose initial point, this ray initial point is where? Only, right? So whose initial point be the vertex of the angle. Okay, this OP is called what? Angle bisector. So bisector means, bisects means it divided into two equal halves. Okay, if suppose a line bisects another line, what it means? This line bisects this one means it divides this line into two equal halves. Then you can say that the line L bisects M. That means this L is bisects the M into two equal halves. It divided into two equal halves. Here this is the angle bisector. So angle bisector means it divides the angle into two equal halves. Clear? Right? We will see the next one. Okay. I have one question here. Here find the value of y. So tell me, they are given this is 2y, this is 2y, this is 5y. Okay, just now we seen that angle around a point or angle at one side of a straight line, you can take anything. And what are the vertically opposite angles? Whenever you have two intersecting lines, it forms what? Vertically opposite angles, and vertically opposite angles are equal or not, right? So if you take this N line and L line, so these two are vertically opposite angles or not? L and M forms vertically opposite angles. Now how much is this angle? This is 5y, so you can take it as this one as a 5y or not, right? Why? Because I know two angles here, and if I know this angle also, then it gives what? Straight angle, right? That's why I want to find this angle. Otherwise you can find this angle, otherwise you can find this angle. Anything you can take. But these forms what? Vertically opposite angles. You know that vertically opposite angles are always equal, right? So here it is 5y means it is also 5y or not, right? So now this line M gives straight angle. At this point this line gives the straight angle or not? So add all those. Straight angle is nothing but what? Which is equals to 180 degrees. Just now we seen angle at a point at any one side of the line. So which is equals to 180 degrees. How much? 2, 5, 7, 9y equals to 180 degrees. Y equals to 20 degrees. So here the y is 20 degrees. Find y. They asked the only y value. That means you are using here vertically opposite angles and straight angle concept. Clear? Yeah. The next lines are intersecting lines and concurrent lines. Okay. What is meant by intersecting lines? Intersecting lines. If two or more lines intersect each other, they are called intersecting lines. That means here I have a line AB and CD is there. Okay, this is AB and this is CD are there. Two or more lines intersect each other. They are called what? Intersecting line. These two are intersect each other or not? See here, I have two lines like this, AB and CD. Those two are intersect lines or not? Intersect at this point or not? You can take it as O. So these are intersecting at one point, so you can call it as intersecting lines. What about this line? This N is intersecting M or not? This L is intersecting N or not? This M is intersecting L or not? So you can call these lines also intersecting lines. Clear? So if two or more lines intersect each other, these two lines are intersect each other, These two are intersect each other and these two are intersect each other. So two or more lines intersect each other. They are called what? Intersecting line. Clear? These are also intersecting lines and these are also intersecting lines. These are also intersecting lines, right? So what about the concurrent lines? If not only two, more than two lines, if three or more lines passes through a point, intersect means they intersect each other, right? So here these are also called intersecting lines, but if more than two lines, that means three or more lines passes through a point, okay, then they are called concurrent lines. This L, M, N, O. I have four lines, L, M, N, O. These are all passes through a single point O, right? So whenever three or more lines passes through a point, then these lines are called what? Concurrent lines. And this point of intersection is called what? Point of concurrence. See here, this is called what? Point of concurrence. So here more than three or more lines passes through the same point. With one point, how many lines can passes through any single point? With a single point, how many lines can pass? Infinite lines, right? So like this, like this, like this, or any way. How many points can passes through a single point? Infinite lines. If I have 2 points, how many lines can passes through a 2 points? Suppose 2 points are there. With only these 2 points, how many lines can pass? Only one line. More than one line, is there any possibility? No. Only one line can passes through the given any 2 points. What about 3 non-points? Suppose, what about 3 points? Does any line can passes through the 3 points? No, right? It may be possible like this, right? Here I have 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. This is possible or not, right? So here these points O, P, Q I am taken. These O, P, Q passes through the same line or not? Right? So these points are called what? Collinear points. Okay? That means simply you can say that two or more points lying on the same line. Okay? Two or more points lying on the same line, those points are called what? Collinear points. Here line L is there, okay? Here A, B, C, D, E, all points are lying on the same line, right? So those points are called what? Collinear points. Here these lines are called what? Concurrent lines. That means if your number of points more than 2 points lying on the same line is called collinear points. More than 2 lines passes through the same point are called concurrent lines. This is regarding the lines and this is regarding the points. Okay, so these are called collinear points. So suppose they are non-collinear, that means they are not on the same line. So with these 3, one line not possible, 4 points also not possible. That means if the points are collinear, then it is possible. That means more than 2 or 3 points a line can pass. So that points are called collinear points. Clear? The difference between the collinear points and concurrent lines, right? So the points which are passes through the same line with a single line, those called as collinear points. The lines which are passes through a single point is called the concurrent lines. This is called what? Point of concurrence. Clear this one? Now we will see what is meant by parallel lines. What is meant by parallel lines? You know, these lines are parallel. What is the definition? Parallel lines means you can call these two lines are parallel. They are not intersecting here. But can I call these two lines are parallel? No. Suppose I am extended these two lines like this. They are intersecting at somewhere, right? So you can call these lines are intersecting lines, not parallel lines. That means two straight lines are parallel if they lie in the same plane and do not intersect even if they are produced. Clear? Right? And perpendicular distance between those two parallel lines are same. That means here I have two lines like this. AB and CD are there. Here, if you can produce this side, they are not intersecting at any point, okay? Then those two lines are called what? Parallel lines. If they are intersecting at somewhere or anywhere, then you can call it as intersecting lines only, okay? They are looking here like a not intersecting lines and parallel lines, but whenever they are produced, they are intersecting somewhere. So those are not called parallel lines. Parallel lines is nothing but what? They do not intersect even if they produce. Okay, so these are called parallel lines. The perpendicular distance, the distance between these two lines always equal. Okay, that means if you can take the top and bottom of this board, these two are like a parallel lines or not? The distance between these board is always equal or not? Right? So if you can take a paper, from that side to this side, those two edges of the paper is parallel lines. So from that side to this side, always distance is same or not? Right? So the perpendicular distance between two parallel lines are same at all places. Distance is nothing but perpendicular distance generally you are taken. Okay? So this is about the parallel lines. How can we represent any parallel lines here? Here AB and CD are parallel lines, right? How can I represent this one? AB which is parallel to CD. This is the symbolic representation of the parallel lines. This represents what? Double lines represents parallel. Clear? Now we will see the perpendicular lines. So what is meant by perpendicular lines? If the two lines intersect at right angle. This is one line. And this is another line. This is AB and this is CD. Here AB and CD perpendicular to each other. That means here AB intersects CD perpendicularly. Perpendicular means what? 90 degrees. So the angle between these two are 90 degrees. So what about this angle? This is also 90 or not? Because CD is a straight line. Straight line, these are linear pair angles. One is 90 means other one is 90 or not? So AB is a line. So this is also linear pair. So you can take this one also 90 or not? Right? So this one also 90. So if any angle is 90, you can call it as those two lines are perpendicular lines. Clear? So if two lines intersect at right angle, then those two lines are called what? Perpendicular lines. Here AB and CD are called what? Perpendicular lines. So how can I represent this one? AB perpendicular to CD. This is the symbol for perpendicular lines. Clear? So here AB is perpendicular to CD.